All right, hi everyone. Welcome to the EcoLab webinar series, and thank you for joining us for today's session. My name is Ryan Jin, and I'm leading the Smart Cities and Future Mobility effort at EcoLab's Center of Innovation for Energy, or EcoLabs for short. I'll be hosting today's session. EcoLabs, jointly established by Nanyang Technological University, Enterprise Singapore, and Sustainable Energy Association of Singapore, SEAS, aim to build and accelerate the deep tech energy innovation capabilities in Singapore to support the nation's future energy transition. These joint initiatives aim to help Singapore-based energy startups and SME to successfully commercialize and scale their innovation efforts by providing them with translational research, living test bed, innovation programs, funding support, and community platform. We are organizing the EcoLabs webinar series to enhance the engagement and interaction with our partners, where we invite industry experts to offer their insights. This webinar series comprises of 5 themes: Startup Series, Insight Series, Corporate Series, Investor Series, and EcoLab Series, each focusing on different aspects of the innovation ecosystem. This session is part of EcoLab's webinar series EcoLab's Insight webinar series to provide industry insight to understand and navigate the innovation journey in the energy sector. You will also learn about the different aspects of the startup ecosystem, market analysis, and what to look out for and where are the different opportunities. Today's webinar is part of a partnership between EcoLabs and the Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation, where EcoLabs and HKSTP collaborates in market access, promotions, and fast track of startup for opportunity and investment, comprising of Science Park, Inno Center, and Industrial Estate in Hong Kong. HKSTP is a step board dedicated to build a vibrant innovations and technology ecosystem to connect stakeholders, nurture technology talents, facilitate collaborations, and catalyze innovations to deliver social and economic benefits to Hong Kong and the region. Today's webinar titled HKSTP International Innovation Ecosystem, presented by Ms. Molly Cheung, Market Development Manager at Hong Kong Science and Technology Park Corporation. Molly will introduce the Hong Kong Science and Technology Park platform, including investment and all-round startup support services for corporate innovations with deep tech solutions from global tech ventures. A quick introduction of the speaker. Ms. Molly serves as the Manager of Market Development, Strategic Partnership at Hong Kong Science and Technology Park Corporation. She has been involved in the innovations and technology sector for over 10 years. Since joining HKSTP, Molly has been assisting technology entrepreneurs' development and the shaping of the HKSTP startup support system. So towards the end of today's session, we will have about 10 to 15 minutes for Q&A. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can also key in your question in the Q&A button right below, or raise your hand so that we can unmute you to voice your questions during the interaction session. Now, with further ado, I will pass the Molly, please.
So let me say, so thank you, Ryan. Hi, everyone. My name is Molly, and thanks for Ryan's introduction. I'm the Manager of Market Development Strategic Partnership at HKSTP. So let me just start sharing my screen first. All right, so first of all, welcome and thank you for joining the webinar today. I'm so glad to see you all here today. And also thank you EcoLabs, Ryan and his team in organizing this webinar. So today I would like to talk about the HKSTP innovation ecosystem and also the entrepreneurial landscape, the opportunities in Hong Kong and beyond. So Hong Kong. As everyone knows, we used it to be the industrial center and become one of the global financial hubs in the world. So we rank #1 in IPO fundraising and financial system in the world, highest concentration of insurers in the Asia, doing business-friendly tax ecosystem, and ease of doing business in the city. But our GDP in terms of, we are having the service industry contributed over 90% of Hong Kong's GDP. But on top of that, we can see the Hong Kong's position in the global innovation and technology ecosystem. The government and ecosystem builders are very supportive to the startup and innovation system here. Development of innovation and technology has been a top priority on the Hong Kong government's agenda, which has committed over 100 billion Hong Kong dollars to introduce various INT policy initiatives. So, for example, in recent years, the government has significantly stepped up support for scientific research, the INT sector by developing the infrastructure, promoting research and development, nurturing tenant, and also promoting the reindustrialization and enhancing the financial support to the enterprise. So in Hong Kong, according to the survey by Start Me Up, the Invest Hong Kong, so we have over 3,000 startups in 2019, and which is nearly 200% increment in the 6 years. And we have a diverse background and nature of startups here that we have startups across a wide range of industries, fintech, e-commerce, the supply chain management, logistic tech, and ICT have the greatest number of startups here. And also, we have over 30% of the startups founded in Hong Kong are from overseas, like from the US, the UK, China, France, and of course, we got a lot from Singapore and more. So in terms of the innovation input, the university and research institute that among the top 100 universities in the world, we have 5 of them listed, which are 3 of them are ranked over in the top 50 according to the QS rankings. So in Hong Kong, we also got 5 research institutes and different domains to support the INT development. So from the experience that we work with the university, the research institutes, and Hong Kong, we can see there is not only research in the city, but also commercialization. Throughout the years, we have been nurturing over 100 of research projects from the university. So that is really demonstrated a very high concentration of the research capability in the city. So here are the 5 research institutes in different domains, covering the science, textile and apparel, materials, automotive, and also the supply chain areas. So what actually HKSTP is? So the full name of HKSTP is Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation. So in HKSTP, we are the statutory body in Hong Kong that manage the only science park in the city. So the innovation hub for fintech and design and managing the 3 industrial estate for advanced manufacturing here. So we are supporting the tech startups, scale-ups, SMEs, mature companies, as well as some multinational companies in our campus. So as you can see, we are not trying to cater a single part of the technology development, but we would like to develop an ecosystem for the whole train of the solution and support from the tech R&D to design to manufacturing and the processualization. Okay, talking about Science Park, what we are encouraging and supporting is innovation, technology, and the entrepreneurship. Established in 2002, now we have around 8,700 of R&D staff working in our campus. So out of the 13,000 working staff here. So the park companies got around 800 companies in the park from the 23 economies. So in our working campus, we have around 4 million square feet of the R&D office and the laboratories that enable different cluster of the tech companies are working here. So basically, we are covering all tech and science area, but in terms of the application-wise, so we have divided the technology into 4 areas, including the AI robotics, the smart city, healthcare technologies, and also fintech. But this is more on the application area. We also would like to create a synergy among the companies in the campus. So we are providing the technology support and also the clustering effect, including the areas from the biomedical technology, the electronics, green technology, materials and precision engineering, as well as the information and communication technology. So as mentioned, we have startups here, we have SME, mature companies and the multinational companies here. So in this year, we have some unicorns nurtured, and we have supported over 1,000 of the startups in our different programs. So in the area, what we are helping is we have some incubation program, and of course, we have supporting them in the fundraising, investment, the market adoption, go-to-market solution, and also the global business expansion. So in last year, we are doing quite well. The synergy in Hong Kong for the investment is quite good. The environment are quite encouraging the investor to invest in the tech companies and new startups. So in terms of the market adoption as well as the business expansion, that I will go through it and the later slides that we have different programs to cover the development for the startups. So we understand that many innovations come from entrepreneurs, the startups, but they need more intensive support to make their research to a real business. So for the tech startups development, we have designed and are operating a full range of serious programs to support the tech ventures in Hong Kong. So some of the programs are that requires you to come to Hong Kong to have a BR, but some are now open up to the worldwide startups. So I will go through it in later on. So as you can see from the chart here, that starting from the idea stage to the proof of concept and later stage on the growth development and IPO, we are covering the tech ventures development by different programs. So what we would like to do is we would like to make the environment that enable you to nurture your ideas, achieve your dreams throughout different tailored support and at different stages of your startups. All right, so in our HKSTP startup support system, so down the road towards the entrepreneurship, we have the first program that is to embark the entrepreneurship journey and STEP program. The STEP, full name of the STEP is Science and Technology Entrepreneur Program. So this is a one-year program, mainly to help the entrepreneurs to crystallize their innovative ideas into real business venture. So apart from the funding that we have some training, coaching, as well as we intended to get them prepared for their business venture. So we will get them into the startup community and our startup ecosystem in the park, so they can get a taste and having more understanding how entrepreneurs should be, what they can do to prepare their startups, and also to get a taste and doing business even they are not even going into full-time entrepreneur. They can be full-time students or they having their own job, full-time staff working, that is still work for us. So currently we don't charge any program fee and we don't take any equity from the staff members. What we are trying to do is giving them a chance to crystallize their ideas at a part-time status, or even if they are interested to do a full-time or part-time are also great for us. We would like to equip them with the entrepreneurial guidance, get them prepared for the business venture and for the execution to develop a very fundamental grants for their business venture. And moving forward, if the entrepreneurs decided to fully engage and start their own business, so for the up and coming startups, we have incubation program to support the full-time companies. So depending on what technology areas they are working on, we have the programs from 2-year, 3-year to 4-year to support the companies in developing and commercializing their products for the market success. So the 2-year program called INCU-APP, that is covering those companies more on the technology application, having their business innovation for their business. And the 3-year program that's called INCU-TECH, that is having the companies working on ICT, electronics, the materials, as well as the green tech. Compared with the INCU-APP, the companies in INCU-TECH would have more significant R&D to do, as well as they are more working on the deep tech side. And the last program in incubation, that is INCU-BIO, that is a 4-year program that covering the companies working on the biomedical technology. So no matter INCU-APP, INCU-TECH, or INCU-BIO program that the company fit into, in general, the program support are quite similar, just depends on the program period, the support would be adjusted. So we have the financial support. The financial support would be divided into 3 areas. We have the rental subsidy for your offices in our campus. And we also got some grants that would be divided into, according to your milestone, that will pay you by the installment. And lastly, we have some targeted fund that would be in the reimbursement basis to covering some of the specific business or technology development area that we designed it for the startup in our program. So apart from the funding, we have the working premises providing to the members. So currently we have the individual office, we have co-working spaces, and also the laboratories. Depends on the needs of your company, so we will assign different kinds of the working premises for you at our campus. And of course, the technical support and the business support are very important to the startups. So we have training, we have the consultation, mentorship, also the investment and the go-to-market solution. And the most important is each of our startups in our program that we will assign a dedicated account manager for the companies. So when they have their loss in their business ideas, or they are no way to get into the next step, they can talk to our account manager and get some more advice, and our account manager will walk through the journey together with you throughout the incubation period. And the next one, that is for the high potential startups ready to grow on the world stage of business. So we have the LEAP program. So LEAP program, the full name is the Leading Enterprise Acceleration Program. That is comparing with the incubation program we have just mentioned, that the LEAP program, the companies in LEAP program is more in the growth stage. So they have their product market ready products in already, and they are targeting or designing to grow their business into the world stage or the regional market. So the support is also covering the funding, the business support, and the growth management. So compare with the incubation program, our account manager will really go into your company that to help you to refine your business strategy for the localization in different markets, as well as helping you to define a new strategy or the corporate strategy to fit into the growth stage international expansion. So all these three programs from STEP, that is for the idea entrepreneurs to be, to the up and coming startups in the incubation, and also the growth stage startup in the leading enterprise acceleration program. So these three programs are based on the startup stage. They're quite standard programs, just depends on which stage you are in. So many of them are doing very well in the business. So in our incubation program, we have over 78% successful rate and the survival rate that even they have left our program. So, and definitely the fundraising is very important to tech startups. So our investment works on both buy and sell side, from managing our own fund called corporate and venture fund to connecting the external investor from the angel investment to VC, PE with our park companies. So we'll work with these companies in our park to give them the training, the transaction support, the consultation, as well as the most important is we will match you up with the appropriate investor in our network. So below are some of the investors that currently we're working with. It covers different stages of the investment firm here. And for the investment, we're also working closely with the Hong Kong Business Angel Network. So we will have around 1 or 2 months, we will have the investment matching gathering that we will invite the potential tech ventures to pitch at the event, and also in the event that we will have the angel investor. So if they are interested in the project, they will talk in each other and we will line you up for the matching afterwards. So apart from the standard programs, pre-incubation, incubation, post-incubation program, which is divided into the stages, we also got the theme-based program to support the specific needs. So the first one is the IBM Square, the hardware accelerator that we have. So the IBM Square actually is mean from idea, design, manufacture, and also the market. So focusing on the hardware and the product development, that the program is designed to help the startups in their hardware development cycle to lower their R&D costs, the production costs, as well as to shorten the development time during their R&D process. So together with our program partners, we support the members from the very beginning, so they won't go onto the wrong track and waste the resources, which is the most important to every startups. So especially for the hardware related startups. So from design, market analysis, market positioning, and also meeting the accreditation requirement and IP application as they process in the MVP, that we enabling them to leverage on the innovation momentum and tap into the production power in Hong Kong as well as the GBA area. So we'll provide the training, we'll provide the matchmaking with the manufacturers as well as the surrounding support for you. And the next one that is are very important to every startup as well. So we understand the needs for the corporate to foster the innovation internally, and also there is a need for the startups to commercialize their product and get their first customer. So this is one of the very good initiative that we have that is covering the go-to-market, the market adoption program that called GAA, the Global Acceleration Academy. So the program is generally supporting the commercialization and the global market areas. We are consistently helping the global tech ventures to reach out to the corporates and find their customers. We engage with the corporates at our own status, the HKSTP, using the GAA name, which is free of charge program, and we don't take any equity from you, that we are just helping you to reach out to the corporate partners. So this is an open innovation platform that takes the corporate innovation with the deep tech solution from the tech ventures all around the world. So consisting with of the soft landing programs, some solution matching days, the co-creation accelerator, the GAA gives an ideal launchpad leveraging on the Hong Kong or GBA position as the business hub status for the success in the region and also the international market. Acquire the resources and the skills that you need to bring your innovation to the market. So we recognize the corporate's needs and the complexity that kicking off with the discovery stage. So we will start with identifying the areas of innovation growth and the business growth of our partners. And for the tech ventures, the scale-ups, no matter your scale-ups or the startups, you will be having our provided training, the consultation, as well as the mentorship by our corporate partners. So ultimately, we are preparing you for the demo day as well as the opportunities in having the POC with the corporates. So our focus is to get the technologies to the corporate with the co-creation process, as well as the exploring the different application of your technology. So currently we are serving the startups in 8 verticals, like the real estate, the travel and hospitality, logistics, fintech, consumer and retail, the education, smart city, as well as the healthcare. So again, for the tech ventures, we welcome the tech ventures in Hong Kong in our campus, but also it is open up to the international startups. So they can start with the GAA and experience in working with our networked corporate partners and providing, leveraging their solution to go into different markets for the business expansion. So in terms of the program features, so now, as mentioned, we are welcoming overseas tech ventures to join us. No fee, no equity that we'll be taking. But so in the 3-month program, perhaps you can, most of the things you can participate online. But like before the COVID-19 pandemic, we will make it like a very intensive week that to get those overseas staff to come to Hong Kong to meet with our corporate partners, as well as to get them prepared and explore the opportunities in the city. So these are the tailored support that we are designing for the overseas tech ventures. But now most of them can be happening online, so it would be open up for more opportunities for our tech ventures and the corporate as well. So what's the benefit? The most important is we do the gap analysis for you and the corporates. So you will see whether you develop the solution or the technologies are really fitting the market needs and the really serving the market pain points that are in the industry. And the second thing is we have the mentorship, we have the trainings. So all these mentorship and training are provided by our partners and the professionals. So you will get the hands-on industry insight from our corporates. So they will pick those interested tech ventures they would like to further work on throughout the 3-month process, that our corporates will work together with the tech ventures, providing the market insight, providing the guidance to make sure your solution and co-creation are really fitting into the market. And hopefully, after the program, we will have the POC opportunities with the corporate if everyone goes on track and everyone's go on the same milestone that expected. And lastly, that apart from the corporates that we're running together for the accelerator, we will also invite other corporate network to come to our demo day. So you can not only showcase to the corporates in the accelerator, but also the HKSTP corporate network. So the program is very young. We launched the program in 2017. That so far we have 19 accelerator operated with over 50 corporates co-created solutions with our tech ventures. So below are some of the corporate partners that we have worked with in the past. And I've also included some example earlier this year and the last year for the for your reference. So for the TNH verticals, we had the GAA cohorts together with Cathay Pacific on the Smart Airways that helping to serve to solve their marketing points and their airline and also the operation. And across the operation in the TNH industry, we have another one called Smart Operation that is running across with the hotels, travel, the partners we have is the Hong Kong Airport Authority, the Hong Kong Disneyland, MTR, and Regal Hotels. The concept is still we identify the marketing points, we recruit the tech ventures, accelerating the co-creation, and also giving the mentorship from HKSTP and our partners, and ultimately to co-create some market-ready and practical solution for the verticals. And for consumer, that we ran another accelerator with Morehead Synergy last year that is solving the retail and mastering experience for their corporates. So apart from the co-creation accelerator, we also got some pure matching initiative that in July this year, we have served over 200 investors and the buyers in our Global Matching 2020 event. That this really signifies the commitment that we have to really grow the industry, to really support you guys, give the support on the demand side as well as hopefully on the supply side. We are also able to find your home for your solution. So through the journey, we learned, we grow, and we work together with our corporates and the tech ventures and become big together. So some examples for your reference to. So in terms of the technology adoption in the industry, so through our program here, we have the one that we with the Hong Kong International Airport, the Airport Authority, that through our program, they learned about our startups, full imaging. The full imaging is working on the high-speed and high-definition camera and the imaging technology. So ran on the exploring the feasibility to apply the technology in the airport operation and whether the technology can enhance the efficiency on the precision on the airfield, ground lighting maintenance. So they integrated the AI of the image recognition as well as the HD camera and the high-speed imaging system. So they reduce a lot of the human works and also the manual checking of the air fuel ground lighting checking and the maintenance. So the technology was first undergo the proof of concept process, including the data sampling or the functional testing with the technical requirement and working out throughout a few months. The trial shows that the technology can increase the efficiency of the maintenance and also enhance the safety level. And finally, the airport is now using their tech solution. So the second example that we have today is the CLP. CLP, indeed, it is they are very keen supporter for the R&D in Hong Kong. So collaborated with us, we have identified the matching solution to monitor the temperature of the underground cables. So they learned about our tech ventures called optical sensing. So optical sensing developed a solution called distributed heat sensing system that provide the real-time data for examining the health of the cables. So like a doctor making the diagnosis to the cables, so it enables the maintenance team to locate the potential problem of the cables, so they can carry out the immediate actions and enhance the reliability of the power supply for the CLP customers. And something that around our life, daily life as well, the amusement park in Hong Kong, the Ocean Park, and aware that the tech can improve the operation and enhance the park experience for, because like Ocean Park, before the COVID-19, we have like millions of the visitors that visiting the park every year. So they have adopted the solution from our tech ventures called Mother App. So Mother App has the solution called P-Flow that is the unique advanced human traffic management system that integrates the big data application and the mobile technology to collect the real-time visitor traffic information. So this enabled the Ocean Park, the operation team to collect the real-time data and also to adjust the operational strategy, the staff deployment to the park, and improving the efficiency and the flexibility of the human resource management. So the decision can be made on the actual data, the real-time data, and optimize the operational efficiency to deliver the best experience of the park visitors. And these are some more about our GAA adoption showcase. Indeed, we have quite a lot of technology adoption for our partners through the co-creation and the technology technology adoption. So because of the time, I don't go into each of them, but I would like to highlight this one, the RoLogo. So originating from the kinetic energy for the smart suitcase. So they have joined our program and co-created the GPS solution for quite a few of our corporate partners that is helping them for the wireless signal transmitter for different applications. So this is a very good example to demonstrate that your technology, even though currently only think about one application that you have, but indeed it can apply into different industry with the same technologies, with just having the adjustment to fit into the market needs and explore more different applications that we have. So this is the power of co-creation under the corporate innovation. So and so now they are working with two of our corporate partners for the POC as well as the testing and trial in their business. So hopefully it can be converted into more different application, and more importantly, access to drive both the corporates as well as the tech ventures to make the technology forward, making the solution more efficient and more different application, and refining their products to really serve the market needs. Okay, so what's next? So indeed, those examples that we have just mentioned were in the past that we demonstrated how we can help you to commercialize your technology and your product in the city. But coming up next, we still got some accelerator, we still got the programs that we have. So going back to the STEP incubation and leap, the incubation program accept application all year round, and for the STEP and leap program, it open up for 2 or 3 times a year. So you can have the details from our website. And for the GA program, it depends on the market needs and also the our schedule of different verticals. So coming up next, that we have one that is with HKSTP ourselves. So apart from solving the market pain points for our corporate partners, we are also launching the accelerator to improve our HKSTP leasing and the operation efficiency. So currently, what we are looking for is to enhance the general operation in our park, in our campus. So the areas covering leasing, contract, the document management areas, but also the event management. Say, for example, for the leasing, like the remote site visit, automatic site visit system, or self-service, automatic service, talent center, or even the dynamic leasing system. For the MICE management, that will be covering like the remote site visit, the dynamic booking system, or even security or access management. And we're also looking into some process management system that allow the efficient and the transparent process management across different teams at different stages. So like, for example, the document creation, or allowing different teams to manage contract terms or the documents in an organized system or manner. And also the service robot that to serve our, to support our daily human work or the monitoring duties, or even the access control system, and also the venue booking solution. That would be something that we are interested in. So the accelerator is now open for application until the late October. So if you're interested, you can have some more information from our website, or you can drop me an email after the webinar. That I'm more than happy to give you some more information and guidance on the application. And some more, that our signature event. So last event you shouldn't miss. And this is our very annual signature event that called Elevator Pitch, the Epic. So the event is open up for global tech venture as well. So this is the 5th year that we organized this Epic event. So in the past, we will invite the tech ventures from all over the world to fly to Hong Kong. We will gather all of them together, say around 100 of the finalists in the highest building in Hong Kong. So they will take the 60-second elevator ride to pitch to our investor judges. So, but unfortunately, because of the COVID-19, we are not able to make it physically this year, but we still would like to get the chance to foster the startup to outreach to our investor partners as well as the corporate partners. So starting from the 6th of November, that we will kick off the event with the global pitching. So in the past, we will get those startups to Hong Kong, but as mentioned, we are not able to make it this year. So all the pitching will be made online. They will use the 60 seconds to pitch their ideas to our judges. So this year, the price will be changed from the past. We have the investment opportunity to the cash prize this year. And apart from the pitching opportunity, so we also got a week of the activities that to enable you to explore the opportunities with our partners. So we will have the global matching week right after the pitching event. And then lastly, we will have the investment and also the corporate innovation conference on the 13th of November. So we have just opened for the application, and no, regardless of where you are, whether you have the BR in Hong Kong or not, we welcome you to join us. So check out the details from our website at the epic.hkstp.org. So I hope to see you at the event, and no matter you are interested to network, to pitch your idea, or to explore and experience the activities that we are happening virtually this year, that we welcome you to join us. And that's all. So thanks very much for joining us today. And I will leave my email in the chat after the sharing. So if you got any questions, feel free to ask me now, or you can drop me an email. So I'm more than happy to communicate with you and see whether anything that we can work together and we can support you in here. So thank you very much. And I will pass it back to Ryan.
Thank you so much, Molly. It's very, very interesting and impressive of the programs and the activities happening at Hong Kong STP. It's really a very deep insight sharing. I really appreciate you to share to such details. I really enjoy your presentation. Before we open the Q&A to the floor, I really have some questions to ask you of really more for my own knowledge as well, because I can see that HKSTP actually have very targeted program for across a different stage of startup development. And how would you recommend deep tech energy startup from Singapore who are keen to work with HKSTP to raise fund? Should they go into Epic Week, or do you organize separate pitching sessions? And what kind of selection criteria do you have for startup who are not originally from the HKSTP incubation and accelerator program?
Right, so for the incubation program, in the INCU-TECH program, we open up for the deep tech startups, but in the incubation program, we require the company to register a BR in Hong Kong. So it depends on the companies decided to start their business, to expand their business to Hong Kong, or they would like to get access to the opportunities in Hong Kong only. So if the companies is really decided and interested to expand their business in Hong Kong, we definitely welcome them to join our incubation program. But if they would like to get a taste of doing business in Hong Kong, or working with our corporate partners or investor partners only, that we strongly recommend them to join our EPIC and also the Global Acceleration Academy, the GAA cohort. So because these two programs also not requiring you to register a BR in Hong Kong, you just have to submit your proposal to us, and our corporates will look into it. And finally, even you are getting the business from their corporates and you would like to set up in next year or later stage, we are also welcome you to continue to join our program, the GAA and the EPIC. And the EPIC got a very good media coverage in the past. So it also gives you a very good opportunities to showcase your idea and business to the community at a very minimal cost, because we don't necessarily even to come physically in the event this year. We're making all the things virtually now.
All right, thank you so much. So in that case, would you recommend Epic Week for more early stage, ideal stage startup, or more for startup who are already in the growth stage and scale up stage?
Yeah, indeed. For our global matching event, usually we require the company to, or the GA program, we require the company got market-ready solution, because we are matching you up with the corporates. But for the EPIC, even you just got an idea, you are not really getting your MPV ready, we still welcome you to join us, because this is a more like the idea pitching event that to introduce your awesome idea to our judges. So no matter you are having your ideas only, or you are starting your business and having the product ready to the market, we will also welcome you to join us.
I see. Very nice, very nice. So actually right now with the COVID situations and uncertainties, how does the innovations ecosystem and investors in Hong Kong react? And are there any new focus area or area of opportunity for Singapore-based startup to explore in Hong Kong?
Indeed, the COVID-19, although we have many restrictions because of the pandemic, but now earlier this year in April, that we have organized an event called Virtual Matching Week, which is to addressing the COVID-19 situation, getting our corporates, our tech ventures, and our startups to continue business as usual. So in that week, we find that even there are many restrictions and many limitation that created by the pandemic, but they are getting more and more opportunity in innovation, because the pandemic is pushing the whole society and the community to really adopt the technology, having their innovation to make sure that business continuity. I would like to say the most important or the most highest potential of the technology would be for into the e-commerce, the supply chain management, and also the digitalization technology, because many businesses are now, they have no choice, that they have to digitalize their business, getting their traditionally offline B2B model online, having the digital platform, communicating with the clients under the B2C model, and also the direct sales model. So these kind of, and definitely the robots and also the AI would be a very high potential things, because it reduce the human contact, and also having the more application because of the COVID-19. These are the areas that these can look into.
All right, that's very interesting insight. So we actually have some questions from the floor. Hogan is actually asking for the entrepreneur and startup incubation program. I believe it's the STEP and incubation program. What is the normal IP share practice between the startup and HKSTP? Could you share more about it?
Of course. So the IP, the patent, the IP, trademark, all the things belongs to the startups. So we don't share any IP, or we don't take any revenue from you. Instead, incubation, GAA, IDM Square, or even Epic, we are purely supporting the tech ventures to do their business in the city, to foster the INT development. We are just encouraging more the R&D happening in through our platform. So we don't share any revenue from you. We don't take equity. We don't charge any program fee. So all the technology and the IP developed by the startups is still owned by the startup.
Oh wow, this sounds like a very, very good deal from the Hong Kong government, right? So this actually some question in my mind is that how do you survive, and how do you generate revenue from all these programs that you're running, and all the partnership that you're forging as well.
Yeah, indeed. Apart from the startups and the scale-ups in our program, we also got the mature companies in our campus. We also got some MNC, and initially we also received some of the funding from the government. So yeah, we are just encouraging more the entrepreneurship happening in the campus.
All right, very nice, very nice. So actually, I have more questions. For the audience, feel free to ask any questions if you have, or before the next question is asked, I'm just going on with my questions. So Molly, you mentioned the example with the logo on pivoting the key technology into other application. I think that concept is very refreshing, and I'm just wondering, how does HKSTP facilitate this process to help startup explore more opportunity, especially in areas where traditionally is other domains?
Indeed, in the past, say from 1992, we started our incubation program. So at that time, we only got one incubation program, which is the INCU-APP and INCU-TECH. And afterwards, we find that in recent years, we find that the startups that they requires the tailored support in different stages. So we expanded the incubation program to pre-incubation and post-incubation step, incubation and the lead program. And at that time, we are just having the pure matching to do the innovation scouting for our corporate partners, like the Tech from Science Park, the pure matching part. And later on, we find that indeed we have a lot of potential technology from our tech ventures, from our community, and the corporates are getting a lot of different market pain points and many things that they are interested to adopt the technology and innovation. So in 2017, that we started the Global Acceleration Academy. So the concept different from the pure matching is we really communicate with the corporate partners, that we will discover the market pain points with them to identify what areas that you can apply the technology to improve your the efficiency, to solve some of the problems that you have currently in the market. And then after we identify these areas, so we will start collecting and recruiting tech ventures for them from different in Hong Kong and also from different countries in the world. So we can source the potential technology that might be applied into the areas that we have identified. And throughout the journey of the 3-month program, the corporates has to commit to work with our startups which is they have selected already. So they will give them insight, they will give them the market problems in adjusting their technologies into the practical solution in that market. So because most of the time when the tech ventures only got a very good technologies but only got a very limited application, is because they only familiar with one or two industry that they have, so they can only expand their technology in that areas. But once they got more insight, once they got more data and the practical advice from the industry, so they can start adjusting their technologies into a solution and the something that really that's solving the market problems. So this is the core value that we are working for, the co-creation. So the market gives the insight, the tech ventures get the technologies and mixing up together, that it is the real practical solution that we have.
All right, you are saying it and making it sound so easy that I'm sure that's a very difficult job that you are working on. Maybe we are closing to the end of the webinar. Maybe the last question that I really want to hear from you is that what is your most successful or maybe even most impactful startup story that we have seen in your time in HKSTP?
Yeah, there's quite a lot of the startups that we have met in throughout the years, but I would say the biomedical startups are really very important, especially in recent years that we start work with the universities in Hong Kong, that they also got some funding from the government that helping the research projects for the commercialization. So for example, that in the past, when the pregnant that have to check the baby's health or the Down syndromes or any potential issues of the baby, they have to do the invasive collection of the samples that might have the potential risk for the mother and also the baby. So one of the technology from CUHK, the Chinese University of Hong Kong, that they introduced their research that they can use the blood of the mother, and they start they're having the checking for many different tests that they cannot do it in a non-invasive way in the past. So this that called T21. So that is a very impactful for me because that really improving the humans alive and also the society by the technology, because as usual that we have a lot of startups that working on the application, having the entertainment in our life, but this is something that really is serving the real life problem that we have. So biotech is a very, very important part and the very interesting and impactful to me indeed.
Right, I'm really touched by this as well with the because I'm also a father of a two years old daughter, and it really is something that I can relate with. All right, I think coming to the end of today's sessions, I'm sorry to overrun slightly, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. And I'm also including my email in the chat.
Right.
So in case any attendees got any questions that they don't want to ask publicly here, so just drop me an email anytime. I'm happy to talk to you. Yeah.
Sure. All right. So thank you, Molly, so much for the insightful sharing on Hong Kong innovation ecosystem and opportunity. And I really enjoy this highly interactive exchange. So while time flies while we are having a very fun time together. So we come to the end of today's Ecolab's webinar sessions. So thank you, everyone. And at the end of this webinar, there will be a survey for you to give feedback to enhance our future webinars so that we can continue to provide high quality and insightful webinar for all. So please follow us on the Ecolab's LinkedIn page and join us live next 2 weeks later on the 7th October afternoon for the next Ecolab webinar series on the allure of China versus the hard reality by LBS. So meanwhile, please stay safe, stay at home, and be healthy. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Molly.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.